should suffer wrong no more. By the 9 gods he swore it, and named a trysting day, and bade his messengers ride forth, east and west and south and north to summon his array. And now hath every city sent up her tale of men. The foot are fourscore thousand, the horse 1,000 sent. Before the gates of Sutrium is met the great array. A proud man was Lars Porsena upon a juicy day. But by the yellow Tiber was tumult and affright. From all the spacious champaign to Rome they took their flight. A mile around the city, the throngs summed up their ways. A fearful sight it was to see through 2 long nights and days. They held a council standing before the river gate. Short time was there, ye may well guess, for musing or debate. What spake the council roundly? The bridge must straight go down. For since Janiculum is lost, naught else can save the town.
Just then a scout came flying, all wild with haste and fear. To arms, Sir Council, Lars Porsena is here. On the low hills to westward, the council fixed his eye, and saw the swirling storm of dust like fast along the sky. And nearer, fast and nearer, doth the red whirlwind come, and louder still and still more loud from underneath that rolling cloud is heard the trumpets torn up proud, the trembling like a hum. And plainly and more plainly, now through the gloom appeared, far to left and far to right, and broken gleams of dark blue light, the long array of helmets right, the long array. And out the great Horatius, the captain of the gate, to every man upon this earth that come and sooner or late. And how can man die better than facing fearful odds for the actions of his fathers in the temple of his God? Give down the bridge, Sir Council, lift all the speed ye may. I, with 2 more to help me, will hold the foe in play. Ye Austrian 50,000 may well be stopped at free. Now who will stand on either hand and keep the bridge with me?
Then outspake Spurius Lartius, Arabian proud was he. Lo, I will stand at thy right hand and keep the bridge with thee. Then outspake strong Herminius, of Titian blood was he. Lo, I will stand
at thy left side and keep the bridge with thee. Horatius quoth the council, as thou sayest, so let it be.
and straight against the great array forth went the dauntless three.
For Romans in Rome's quarrel spare neither land nor gold, nor son nor wife, nor limb nor life, the rate of days old. Now while the few were tightening their harness on their backs, the council was the foremost man to take in hand an axe. And fathers mixed with commons, seized hatchet, bar, and crow, and smote upon the planks above and loosed the props below. Meanwhile the Tuscan army, right glorious to behold, came flashing back the noonday light, rank behind rank like surges bright, a broad sea of gold. 400 trumpets sounded, a peal of warlike leap, as that great host with measured tread and spears advanced and instant spread, so slowly towards the bridge's head which stood the dauntless three.
The 3 stood calm and silent, and looked upon the foes, and a great shout of laughter from all the vanguard rose. And forth the chiefs came spurring before that deep array. To earth they sprang, their swords they drew, and lifted high their shields and flew to win the narrow way. Stout Lartius hurled down Honus into the stream beneath. Herminius struck at Zeus, and clove him to the teeth. At Picus brave Horatius darted one fiery thrust, and the proud hundreds gilded arms crushed in the bloody dust. But meanwhile axe and lever had manfully been plied, and now the bridge hangs tottering above the boiling tide. Come back, Horatius, loud cried the fathers all. Back Lartius, back Herminius, back ere the ruin fall. O most brave Horatius, but constant still in mind, thrice 30,000 foes before and the broad flood behind. Down with him, cried false Sextus, with a smile on his pale face. Now yield thee, cried Lars Porsena, now yield thee to our grace.
Round turned he as not deigning, those graven ranks to see. Not spake he to Lars Porsena, to Sextus not spake he. But he saw on Palantinus the white porch of his home, and he spake to the noble river that rolls by the towers of Rome. O Tiber, father Tiber, to whom the Romans pray, a Roman's life, a Roman's arms take thou in charge to save. So he spake in speaking sheath, with a good sword by his side, and with his harness on his back pushed headlong into the tide. The sound of joy or sorrow was heard from either bank, but friends and foes in dumb surprise and parted lips and straining eyes to gaze at where he sank. When above the surges they saw his crest appear, all Rome set forth a rapturous cry, and even the ranks of Tuscany his ears forbear to cheer. And now he feels the bottom, now on dry earth he stands, now round him north the fathers to press his glory hands. And now with weeping and with laughter still is the story told, how well Horatius kept the bridge in the brave days of old. They gave him up the cornland, that was a public right, as much as two strong oxen took that from mortal right. And they made a molten image, and set it up on high, and there it stands unto this day to witness it that time. It stands in the comitium, plain for all folk to see, Horatius in his harness, waltzing upon the wind. And underneath is written, in letters all aglow, how valiantly he kept the bridge in the brave days of old. When the oldest cask is open, and the largest limb is lit, when the chestnuts flow in the embers, and the good turns on the spit. When young and old encircle around the fireplace post, when the oaks are weaving baskets, and the lads are shaping toast.
When the good man knits his armor and trims his helmet's plume, when the good wife shuttle merrily goes flashing through the loom. With weeping and with laughter, still is the story told, how well Horatius kept the bridge in the brave days of old. John 11:35. Jesus wept.
The longest poem of Holy Trinity and the shortest memory verse. So, thank you, sixth graders. Well done. That is a story of Horatius that has captured the human heart and mind, and the braveness of a man who was willing to stand in the gap to protect his people when danger was at hand. As I mentioned, Winston Churchill had that memorized. He had to memorize all 7 stanzas when he was a boy, and it's no question then when Nazi Germany was threatening Europe, the world. That was one of the things that he dreamed upon in his memory and his imagination for what he was called to do. And that's why, to this day, we put a challenge to the 6th graders to memorize all 70 stanzas of Horatius at the Bridge. It takes about 25 minutes to recite all of it. And this year we had 2 students who managed to memorize all 70 stanzas. One has already received her Winston Churchill Award, which is a medal. The other will get it here this morning. There is a rule, however, that here at Holy Trinity, only a Winston Churchill Award winner, society member, can put the medal upon the neck of the person who's done it. And I have not memorized all 70. I've got maybe 24. I really like to do at this point. I really have. Really was enough to do. So I would like to have Mary Clanton-Bizarre come forward because she, when she was in 6th grade, memorized it. We have a whole group that is now part of this. Bootsy, if you will come on over to me, and Samantha Lawrence, these 3 are going to be my presenters. Bootsy, if you will lead the 3 presenters is in the back where the podium is, and Clara Harbin, would you please come forward and join me right here? Go ahead, around. And get you force happening, please, as we present her medals. So Clara, just last week asked to recite it. We had several members of the Winston Churchill Society in the room. She stood there and recited for 25 minutes straight. Horatius at the Bridge, phenomenal achievement and performance, and for that reason, we were very pleased and proud to make her the newest member of the Winston Churchill Society. And so if you would all hand her her certificate and put the medal upon her neck. You have a final to take, right? Okay, you go take your science final. Eric Clanton, you are done with finals for a while, so you go back and enjoy some summertime before finals come your way. 6th graders, well done, very proud of you. And we talked about resting faces, right, and communicating. It's very good. So go ahead and